In today's video, we got a banner breakdown for you. Finally, we have arrived, people. Fake Grand Order, Cosmos, in the Lost Belt. What's going on today, YouTube? Kawaii50 coming at you from quarantine with another Fake Grand Order video. The game that is guaranteed to make you better at history than somebody with a doctorate in it. Seriously. True facts. Go ahead, debate them. King Arthur was a girl. Guarantee it. Now, let's go ahead and talk about this banner, because Cosmos in the Lost Belt is here, and it is super in your face Russian, and we are going to go ahead and talk about all the fantastic servants showing up in this Lost Belt on this banner, and we're going to go ahead and tell you if this banner is even worth summoning on. We're going to talk about the craft essences, and we're going to talk about the servants that are absolutely worth getting. And at the end of the video, as usual, we're going to give the banner an overall rating to let you figure out if you should summon on it. Just remember, the points are completely arbitrary, so let's just get into it. Now, first and foremost, y'all got played, because you thought I was going to talk about the craft essences, but I'm not, because they're not good. Lament. Be upset if you pull any of these craft essences. I'm not going to waste your time talking about them. Let's move on to the servants instead. And we are going to start this video with the Caster of Black. Avicebron, Avicebron, whatever. You know him. Big Brawn. We'll call him Big Brawn. Now, some people will tell you that Big Brawn is bad. I need you to look those people in the eye and tell them they're wrong. Because they are. Big Brawn was actually on our best servants of 2020 list we've got here on the channel, and he's actually a really good support caster if you know how to use him right. How do you use him right, you ask? Well, here's what you do, and here's why he's super good. His third skill, Fig Tree of Tranquility, on death gives your party invincibility for 2 attacks for 3 turns, but that becomes 3 attacks at skill level 10, and it heals your entire party for 1000 to 2000 HP on an 8-turn cooldown, but who really cares, because he's meant to die at the end of this skill and buff your party. He's a 3-star servant, so he is going to have a low HP pool, and he is going to die very fast. What you want to do is you want to take this guy, you want to give him an craft essence that sort of adds a taunt to him, like Gouda Poster Girl, which you probably have if you've been playing the game for a while, and then just let the enemy beat on him, activate his third skill, he will die, and you can just go ahead and buff up the rest of your party. Now, if you're looking for a servant that works well to pair him with, well, Kiritsugu's got your back, because Kiritsugu has his Scapegoat ability, which you can use on Brawn if you don't have Gouda Poster Girl. Force that ability to activate, get a ton of health back, get invincibility up, and plus Kiritsugu has that star gen, so you can just go ahead and feed stars into whoever your main attacker is. Do not sleep on Brawn. Go ahead, get him, pull for him, get him to NP5 if you can, so he can deal just a little bit of damage, but his main function is to just sit there, die, and give your team a super strong buff. So if you don't get an NP5, it's not gonna be the end of the world. Just aim for 1 copy, and you'll be good. Our second servant on this banner, and the one I'm most excited for, is Atalanta Alter. Atalanta Alter is a Berserker class servant that you should probably be excited for in preparation for the upcoming Quick type meta. She is a Quick type Berserker. She's got a ton of really good abilities on top of that as well. She's got a passive star generation boost and buster performance boost thanks to her Beast Form B ability. She's able to increase her own star absorption on a whim while granting herself critical stars, really similar to Minamoto no Raiko's ability. Something to keep in mind in there. Her Crossing Arcadia ability increases the entire party's quick performance for 1 turn on a 30 to 50%, so you're going to be able to have your quick team deal even more damage. And what all Berserkers need is a little bit of survivability because they're squishy, and she thankfully has that in her Wild Beast Logic ability, granting her evasion for 1 turn and increasing her own critical damage. Her Noble Phantasm deals quick type damage to 1 enemy and seals their Noble Phantasm for 1 turn, also inflicting a curse on them on overcharge. Atalanta Alter, if you run her as your main quick type damage dealer, she kind of sort of functions as a budget Heroine X Alter. Single type quick type damage dealer, dealing a significant amount of damage, has that sweet Berserker class advantage. I would say absolutely worth. Just you wait. Quick type's about to get a big boost. And of course, we've got to cap this off talking about the big focus of this first banner, Anastasia Nikolaevna Romanova, or Anastasia for short. Anastasia, I'm sure you might have seen the animated movie. This Anastasia is a little bit darker than that. She's a caster-type servant. She's kind of sort of designed to just be a big ol' AoE damage dealer. Her Noble Phantasm is her main focus, arts type, dealing damage to all enemies, seals all their skills for 1 turn, and then on overcharge can also reduce enemy defense for 3 turns. So it's a Noble Phantasm if you're going to do an NP chain on an arts team. I would say this is more designed to fit in the middle. Maybe use your debuff or buffing Noble Phantasm first, use Anastasia's ability second, and then cap it off with your final damage dealer to finish off the biggest threat opponent. Maybe like a Nero Bride or something like that if you're really focusing on running that arts memory team. Now, Anastasia does carry the Territory Creation EX skill, which is really good for her. It increases her arts performance by 12%, and considering she has 3 arts cards in her deck, that is an ability you are going to make a ton of use of. Her third skill charges her own NP gauge and has a chance to stun 1 enemy for 1 turn, and I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce that. So she does have a lot of potential for AoE NP spam. She's also got a charisma buff to the party, which raises the party's attack for 3 turns, but also reduces the enemy's attack for 3 turns by the same amount, and that's a 10 to 20% boost. So that's pretty nice to help out the party. And her final ability, her first skill, yes, we went backwards for this, Mystic Eyes of Penetration, rank D, ignores invincibility for 1 turn, increases her own arts performance, and reduces an enemy's debuff resistance. So you're going to want to use this right before her Noble Phantasm. You'll be able to break through invincibility, you'll increase the damage she deals, and you'll reduce their debuff resistance, so you've got a higher chance of getting that defense down afflicted on your opponent. Now, I know I've talked up Anastasia's skills a lot, but in terms of characters overall, casters overall, she's just kind of okay. She's got a lot going for her in the terms of like some buffs, but her buffs aren't as game-changing as the buffs of a character like, say, Caster Gilgamesh, like Merlin, like Tamamo, like Queen of Shiva. These casters, they seem to more fit into this support type role, and attack type casters aren't really super strong in the grand scheme of things. The skill seal on her NP is nice, but it's not really something to break the bank over. Also on top of that, Anastasia is not limited. She is not limited. She will be added to the summon pool upon completion of the Lost Belt, and she's got quite a few rate ups coming in the future. Both Valentine's Days, there was an interlude campaign that they did where Anastasia was featured on there, and on top of that, they also have her on GSSR for this year. So if you summon on GSSR for this year, there is a chance you can get Anastasia on your team. So if we're giving this banner an overall rating, I would personally set it at about a 6 out of 10. I would say it's worth chucking some Saint Quartz at the very least, to try and get yourself a copy of Braun, so you can go ahead, build that support type setup, give your team some invincibility for some of these harder break bar quests that are coming up down the line. He's really easy to level up, and you're going to be really glad you did at some of these later quests that end up showing up during Cosmos and the Lost Belt. Atalanta Alter, if you are missing a strong single target damage dealer, maybe you just started the game and you're looking for someone to help you out, maybe you are planning on completely and utterly wailing for Scotty and you want another quick type damage dealer to help you out, Atalanta Alter is definitely a solid investment on that front. Anastasia, she is okay. She could be better. She's not like a premier arts type damage dealer like Nero Bride or anything like that. She's not game breaking. She's not going to break the bank. And on top of that, she is not limited. So if you're on the fence about Anastasia, not sure whether or not you should save your Saint Quartz, I would say saving your Saint Quartz is the best option going forward. And again, those Cs, straight trash. Don't even worry about any of them. If you need prisms, now's the time to burn. Anyways, that's my overall look at this banner. I want to know if there's any characters on this banner that you are personally attempting to summon for. I chucked a little bit of St. Quartz to try and get Brawn, didn't end up getting anything, so I just kind of stopped right there, because I gotta wait for my boy, Achilles. Anything you summon for, anything you might be waiting for, go ahead, let me know down below in the comments, because I want to know. Also, please keep your Cosmos and the Lost Belt spoilers off to the side for now. We can talk about it later, but since it's like the very first day of this event when this video went up, I'd like everyone to be able to experience the story on their own, which is also part of the reason I didn't use Cosmos and the Lost Belt footage for this background footage. This is Kawaii50, hoping you have a phenomenal day, and we'll see you all in our next Fate Grand Order video.